Hi guys, Terry here from the Alternative Idol podcast, and we're finally back with another All Idol podcast. It's been, what, like a month, I think, since we last did a podcast? It's been a fair while.
It's been a long time.
So it's nice to be back. Things have been a little bit crazy for me, and some of the guys here as well joining us today. Today we have my usual two compadres, Mr. Mage, or Gary from iDOL.
Hey guys, what's up? Long time no talk.
And John from Straight from Japan.
Hello.
Sorry to cut you off, Gary.
I was just going to say long time no talk to the listeners at home, not you guys. I talk to you guys all the time.
I know. And joined by a special guest today. We've got our very own moondoggy, Mr. Kris.
I'm Kris. I go to idol shows and stuff.
I'm sure you've met Kris. He's here for reasons unknown to him, but things shall be made clear later on. So, welcome to the show, Kris.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
No worries. I should probably put the welcome screen on every time. Look, it's been a month.
Why do we even have the welcome screen if you're not going to put it on?
I know, right? It's a very, very good question, and I always forget.
It's such a nice one as well.
It's
so long preparing.
It's a picture of my own taking, which is why I probably like it, to be honest with you. I don't know if you'll notice, we've also kind of changed the name up a bit and stuff like that, kind of giving it a bit more of a fresh look. Alternative Idol podcast was a bit of a mouthful, so we thought that we'd, just quickly given it a quick short into just All Idol podcast. I know a lot of people just call it All Idol.
20 episodes time, it'll be like All Idol Cast or something.
Yeah, it's just going to get more and more lazy to the point where we're just like Altcast, but then I think Altcast could politically get us in.
AIC.
Yeah. Something like that. Who knows? But we got a fair bit of news and releases and some other bits and bobs that we'll be talking about today. Is there anything that you guys want to say before we get started?
People are just here to listen to us talk about the Necro tour, let's be honest. I mean,
pretty much, right? I mean,
they don't want to hear about us talk about a music video that came out like 10 months ago.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, the Necro thing we're definitely going to be talking about, well, maybe not 10 months ago, but, we're a bit behind, so we're going to have to do a bit of catching up, I think. The viewers are probably more up to date than we are at this point.
It's fine. We'll catch up everything this week, and then we won't have enough material to do a show next week.
Yeah, I think we was happily doing things bi-weekly for quite a while, I think. I remember when we used to do it like weekly, like every week, and I remember we went for like 10 shows or something, like 10 weeks straight, and I think I was struggling at that point. So I think the bi-weekly works quite well. It gives people time, to catch up on other stuff and watch the on-demand stream and that sort of stuff. So all I can really say is it's really nice to have you all back for a show, and all 24 of you as well. So thanks.
And if it's your first time watching, hit that subscribe button.
And the notification bell, so you know when we're doing things like this.
Yeah, because YouTube definitely won't tell you otherwise.
Yeah. Enough of the problems with YouTube anyway. Well, we can move on to this week's news. Who wants to start us off?
I'm going to start us off.
Nice. So take it away, Mr. John.
Okay. I will do that. Looks like we got new, air quotes, group. Well, technically new, yes. King Rage. I'm sure some of you have probably heard of this group by now. They kind of are taking over for Checkmate in a way. A little backstory on them, I guess. They are produced by the same guy that produced Checkmate. But this group actually started in January.
So they haven't been around that long.
They haven't been around that long, but they're definitely not like brand new. They've been performing since April. So, but the reason that I think they came to light is because of one of the members. So they started out as 4-girl unit with members Alice, Marimo, Doll, and Amane. And then they got a new member who started in May, and that is Imiku. I believe that's how you say that?
Emiko.
Emiko?
Yeah.
Who is originally from Checkmate. What'd they call her back then? I can't remember.
Do you know,
Tomi or something like that? Was it Hitomi?
Hitomi, yeah.
Hitomi, yeah. Hitomi
I
from
believe
Checkmate.
I actually featured her in one of the All Idol Harsh vocalist videos once.
That's right, yeah.
When she was in Checkmate. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, but, they're doing the idol rock thing, and they have new songs, and they do Checkmate songs.
Okay.
So
they're just kind of, because it's the same producer, they're kind of just borrowing what Checkmate left them, and then they have their own stuff as well then?
yeah, they had that. Well, if anybody remembers, they had that countdown and from 20 days, and counted down a number per day.
Unnecessarily long countdown.
Yeah,
We didn't realize was a countdown until it had already been like a few days.
yeah.
We were like, what the
Yeah.
hell is this picture thing, and why does it keep changing? Oh wait, that's numbers. I'm an idiot.
But yeah, it was counting down to her introduction to the group, which I guess,
Right.
which I guess kind of really kickstarted them, because she's like the famous one, I suppose, of the group.
Yeah, she was pretty big in Checkmate, I believe, and it also helps that I think a lot of Checkmate's more popular songs did have her on harsh vocals. You know, like Monster. What was it? Destroy this something.
Destroy the Future.
Destroy the Future. That's the one. Yeah. I remember that one being really nice. I like that song. I actually really liked Checkmate, so it was kind of a shame in the kind of way that they went. So I'm kind of excited to see where they're going to go with this, to be honest with you. Hopefully this can stay around for a bit longer and have a bit more success, I suppose.
Yeah, and she was in between Checkmate and this group. She was in kind of a trad style group.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I remember. And I was like, why would she, I understand that she left. I suppose she just needed work, really, I guess.
Yeah.
Very briefly, wasn't it? And we actually thought she was going to join Mistress. Like, she was
yeah.
she was staffing for them.
I remember all the rumours and the hype, and we were like, if she joined Mistress, that would be amazing. Not that they really needed a harsh vocalist, because they have... Kris, you're the Mistress man here. Actually, I should say that because John's here as well. But what's the name of the girl who does the harsh vocals in Mistress?
Oh, God. It's like...
Oh,
never
It's a really hard name to say.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. The one with the blonde hair.
Isn't it just Owl?
Owl. It might be.
Well, Owl would be AO, and there's like an I at the end of it. So
Oi.
Oi.
Yeah. It's not the tall one, and it's not everybody's favorite marshmallow.
No, it's not the marshmallow.
The one with the short hair.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. So yeah, not her. So that would have been cool if she joined. But now, yeah, she's back in this group, or starting in this group. King. It's like King Infinity Rage, but like they've got a weird symbol in the middle. What's with all the growth? Have they gotten rid of that now? Because I see loads of groups putting like little weird symbols in the middle of like two words. I thought it was like the recent fashionable thing to do.
Yeah, I don't know what the infinity sign was for, but I think they've dropped that.
Has Candy Syrup dropped the heart?
There's another recently popular symbol that a lot of idol groups are using.
Oh yeah. The one that wasn't the reason why our last podcast got taken down. It was actually Baby Metal, but some people theorized that maybe it was the big old Manji sign that got us. Manji. But no, it wasn't. So, what have we got up next for the news this week? Oh, it's me.
I don't know. Why don't you tell us what we got?
We've got some Migama Shelter deaths, and it's unfortunately it's not happy news. I'm going to be honest with you. They actually announced on June 3rd that Kotajun Popo Jr. That's not her full name, is it? It gets worse than that, isn't it? She's got like more Popos in there somewhere. And
that's about it, I think.
Is that it? Oh, it's not too bad then. And Amari will graduate on July 8th. And the group would actually go into an official hiatus while they're trying to strengthen the group or something. So I'm assuming what they mean is they're trying to find new members. Something like that, I assume. So yeah, kind of sad times, to be honest with you. I think Migama Shelter were doing really well. They just did that big one man, didn't they? It was called what was it called? Revolutions? Or it was called something like that. I can't remember now. But it was something like that. But they had like a big one man or whatever with like the jungle leaves and all that sort of stuff. And they showed off some new songs, which actually was really cool. Yeah, and now they're pretty much going on hiatus. I'm going to be interested to see what they're going to do when they come back. I'm assuming they're going to be playing all the same sort of songs, and hopefully that has some new stuff as well. I think quite a few people are upset that McMacheta are going, or at least on hiatus. There's been quite a few groups recently, I think, that have been quite popular, EDM wise. You know, like McMacheta, Hamida System, some other groups as well. So that's pretty cool. Are you lot all still with me? Oh, you are. I thought you all left me for a minute. I was like, silence, terrifying. I thought we'd had one of our infamous technical glitches and you'd all disappeared on me. But I'm glad you're still here.
You didn't need any help.
I don't follow McMacheta that much, so I just
Neither
didn't
do I.
really have much input on this. Sorry.
Chris does. He's just like, I'm not going to interrupt Terry. I'm just going to leave him to talk and ignore him. Always.
You were on a roll, so it's like just letting you get through.
I was rolling through a dusty desert with nowhere to go. I'm going to be honest with you. There's not much to this news. They've kind of just put the news out there, and it's not great news.
No, it's sad, really. I mean, they were kind of on a roll for a while. Like since their debut, they've been really good, and then Neko kind of left.
Yeah.
The
Say.
Yeah.
Say.
She also left, and then they kind of, were spinning their wheels for a while. So this feels kind of inevitable in a way. Like I kind of expected something to happen to them because they weren't really doing much. But
The slow demise.
Yeah, it's still very sad because a lot of the songs they were bringing out were really, really good. Like they.
I have faith. It's ACB, and they usually have a good history for keeping songs and groups and stuff going. Even through different iterations, you know what I mean? Like There's do bell ring songs. They've even got some bell ring members back in there's. So, like...
Most of the members are
yes, that's a very, very good point.
Except for one of them. The only one that isn't is Make Chance.
Yeah. So,
Didn't Popopo say she was going to re-audition because she's had to leave because she's doing like university entrance exams or something?
Yeah, and I believe she did say that she'd re-auditioned. Yeah, I believe that was said. And the other ones I don't think disclosed why. And there was one of them staying on or doing something. Is it Mimiyu, the one in the red?
Yeah, apparently she's staying to help with the auditions and like pick the new members, I think.
Okay,
I'm not sure if she's staying in the group or not. Like she might be going after the auditions are over, but she's gonna like hand pick the new members, I guess.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that they get some members that can live up to the original crowd. Amari is apparently. Amari is the blue one, right? Yeah, the blue one. Yeah. Amari's staying. Cool.
Chat keeping us right as always.
We need it, man. Like we've been behind the times. We're trying to catch up. It's been a crazy month.
This podcast's like a rocky training montage where we're trying to get back into shape after like a long layoff.
Pretty much, right? But that's pretty much it for McMacheta. Sad news, but I think everyone should keep their eyes and ears out because I don't think we've heard the last of McMacheta, and I honestly hope that we haven't. So let's hope that we see more, eh? So what we got up next?
Hey, Whack did a thing because they like doing things.
Mm-hmm.
So on May 28th, they tweeted out that they're starting. I guess it's a training program for finding new idols. It's called WAG or WAGG. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, but
just WAG, I guess.
Yeah. So
Watanabe Artistic Grooming Gang.
Wow.
So yeah, like if you're a Hello Project fan, you're probably familiar with the concept of training programs. So it's kind of along similar lines as the Hello Project Ken Shusei type thing. Mm-hmm. They're looking for girls aged 12 to 17 who are not affiliated to any other production agencies by the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
Applications are currently open and will be open until the 30th of June. So
that's not actually that long.
If you're a Japanese girl who is 17 or under and somehow listening to this podcast, then now is your chance. Yeah, so the idea is they're kind of just trying to like find people for new groups or to add to existing groups not called BiSH. Yeah,
No, in the tweet, in the thing,
So you think,
BiSH was actually mentioned as one of the groups.
you think we're going to see like Beast?
they mentioned it for the auditions as well.
like Beast
I'm just
Junior,
saying.
Beast Junior or Beast Junior or
Maybe. But yeah, so like there's kind of speculation that this is going to be like a more kosher version of the whack auditions.
oh, okay. So in other words, something that their parents could probably actually sign off on without getting like done for like mistreatment or something like that.
Or whatever Twitter wants to scream and shout about on any particular day of the
Oh,
week.
of course.
Yeah, so it's just the next step in whack, kind of try to establish itself as a powerhouse in the idol industry, basically.
Pretty much, right? It's going to be interesting. Maybe instead of like Gang Parade, we'll get like Kids Parade or something like that. Some like younger versions.
Are you kidding? Did you see the PlayStation thing? What's that all about?
PlayStation thing?
Yeah, the Gang Parade PlayStation.
Yeah, they're like promoting PlayStation now.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, in Japan.
This has all been foretold by what's her face, Ayuna C, when she was wearing all that PlayStation stuff. I'm telling you, it's all a ruse, guys. They're telling us what's happening in advance.
Yeah, and like if we're being honest, a couple of the girls that got through the recent auditions could probably have done with more training.
Yeah,
So,
probably.
If like they can bring girls in at like 15 and then like debut them at 17 after like being really well trained and like they know all the choreography and all the songs and stuff, it just makes better business sense.
But then again, I don't. Do the fans really want to see them fully trained up, or do they want to see them when they're rough? I think that's a good question. To be fair,
I don't think they mind that much. Like, especially when you look at Gang Parade, one of their strengths is like how good their performance is, and then Harada joined, and she's kind of screwing everything up.
They also
You kind of
like-
think like, oh, she got another year. It's like, oh, if she knows, she would have known all the songs.
and like Gang Parade took about a month off of performing because they were trying to like maybe they just had a break. I don't know, but I would assume it's to kind of integrate the new members, right?
oh yeah, totally.
Because there was it like April or May they hardly performed at all when they usually were performing like several times a week or a day or whatever.
They also just had the trade back as well, didn't they? So didn't they have new material that
oh yeah, Saki
had to learn as well, yeah.
some new songs as well.
Yeah.
So
which is kind of crazy when you think like the main person when you think of Gang Parade, and then you're just like, yeah, she doesn't know these songs yet.
To your point about the fans wanting to see them when they're not like the finished product, Hello Project has concerts specifically for the trainees.
Oh, really?
So yeah, there's no reason why WAC couldn't and shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be interested if they would do that. It'd be kind of like just to see what they would do with it, sort of thing. Like, I guess they would all be performing like Gang Parade and BiSH songs and everything.
Yeah.
So one has to ask, how long until there's a whack theater, where you go to see these,
It's a good
performances
question.
of the rookies.
It's a good question, I suppose.
I don't think that'll happen.
It'll be down some seedy back street next to Watanabe's store.
Oh, neglect adult patients. Yeah.
They could just put a stage in the bar there.
They probably actually could. As long as they, performed for a certain time, they'd be fine. That'd be a good way of bringing people in to buy his overpriced clothing line as well.
We're probably like thinking way too deep into this though. But
it's interesting, and I think that the more we talk about it, the more other people will think about it. So it's cool.
It's more fodder for the whack haters,
Yeah.
Well, it's the next logical step for them. Every big agency has its like training wing, so they're big enough now that they can have one.
Yeah, if Watanabe can do something to make a little bit more money, I think he's going to do it. Who knows? But we can move on to our kind of main news segment.
The thing that everyone's here to hear about.
Pretty much. And it's obviously us to talk about the Black Wings over... Is it Black Wings over the Albion or just Black Wings over Albion tour?
Just Albion.
Just Black Wings over Albion tour.
Unless you're in Paris, then it's over the continent.
Oh, is that how they changed it for Paris?
Yeah.
Well, it's on
for
the
the rest of-
t-shirt
for the-
that says
yeah.
Black Wings wins even over the continent.
So when they go to do that thing in The Hague, is it like Black Wings over AnimeCon or whatever it's going to be? They'll just keep changing it.
Black Wings over the United Nations.
Black Wings over Brexit. That's what they should have called it.
wins, by the way.
What did I say? Wings. Oh,
Yeah.
damn it. Black wins over Brexit. That's the one. But yeah, pretty much. If you didn't know, in that case, if you've not been on social media in like how long, pretty much NECRONOMIDOL, Screaming 60s, and Double Land basically did a.
Wow.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's not butter our bread before it's been toasted. I don't even know where I got that from, but so they basically played a free tour date in the UK, which were Manchester, Birmingham, and London, right? In that order, I believe. And I think before Manchester, they also did like a record signing in Shoreditch, which is in London, which was pretty interesting. I think what was you going to mention about before, Gary?
I was just going to say, technically, it was one half of the Screaming 60s.
Yeah. So, yeah, we was going to kind of get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
What? So, I mean, we could talk about it now if you want.
It's been a crazy week.
Yeah, pretty much. So, obviously, you had Saki. I think Saki was on stage first for all of the shows, so she was kind of the opener.
Yep.
I think she did really, really, really well. I mean, Kris, you were there for her first performance, right? Was that the Manchester date?
Yeah.
So that was her first time on stage basically in the UK, right?
Yeah, and as expected, she kind of came on and looked really nervous, and then a minute in, when everyone was kind of getting into it, she was like just going for it. So I was like super happy for her because I think she was the most kind of nervous out of everybody.
Yeah, I remember initially when they kind of said that Saki was coming, everyone was just like, Saki, that's crazy. Like, no one would have expected her to come over. And, even Saki herself.
No one guessed her at all.
No one guessed her, no. I don't think anyone guessed her.
Not even close.
And I know a lot of people, like, she even said herself, she's like, I don't have any English. She's like, and I'm going to... to London to like perform at all these shows, and I think she was kind of like quite nervous about it at first, and she did absolutely brilliantly, bless her. Like, she was amazing at London
when she could get a word in edgeways.
Yeah.
Everyone was just chanting her name all the time.
Oh, she looked so made up. Yeah, she looked so made up. Like, the amount of support that she got from everyone was amazing. So a big thank you to everyone who showed support to Saki, because I think you guys have made her year, to be honest with you. Like, the amount of support that she was shown for it was pretty good.
Yeah, at Manchester, like, she had the longest checky line for most of the.
I think she might have had the longest checky line at London as well.
Yeah, like, because Necro's checky line in London finished before hers, and we'll get to that in a minute, because that whole situation was hilarious in itself.
Yeah. So Saki was pretty much awesome. She had, MD66 mentioned that she was so nervous she spent about 7,000 yen on sweets in her first day in London, or whatever it was on her first day. So she didn't realise how much 7,000 yen actually probably was in British money.
Yeah, she was saying like, it was only like £3 and £5, so I thought it was really cheap. And then I did the math, and it was like 7,000 yen
altogether that she'd spent.
Yeah, apparently the people from Orion, the promotion company that put it on, kind of took her out into London and took her to all the sites. So she had like the best first day ever. Like, she just saw everything.
Yeah, I think the same day while Necro were doing the vinyl signing that I went to, I think that was the same day that the guys from Orion were taking her around, and they took her like Buckingham Palace and all these other places, and she looked like she was having a blast, really. So it was really great to see on Twitter just that she was making the most of it, and not cooped up in an Airbnb, waiting to be airlifted to wherever to go perform or whatever.
airlifted.
I don't know. I'm exaggerating,
how
but you
much
know,
money do you think they have?
I meant to say escorted, but for some reason airlifted came to mind. I don't know why.
Also, can we just take a minute to say a massive thank you to Kris and Dave for putting on this whole thing?
Indeed.
Yeah, those guys work insanely hard. Like, they were running around at every show, like, just getting everything done. And
Yeah.
I don't think people really appreciate how much work goes into this kind of thing, especially the London show where a lot of things that could go wrong did go wrong.
Yeah.
But you didn't really notice it because they were so good at getting things back on track.
yeah, and they still had time to run out and, you know, buy takeaways for people and, you know, do all that kind of stuff. So it's just crazy how hard they work. They're just everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, Chris Morris he's like the man of a million arms who's just doing everything at once.
And then we had Otto from Kushikatsu Records, who was helping run Saki's Bupan, and kind of really...
And making sure she got every last
penny
pound that she could get.
Good man, Otto, good man.
Kris was like, hey, you maybe want to, like, count how many people are in the line, and, like, because in London, I'll just go into this now, in London there was a hard 11 p.m. curfew on the venue.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there was one point I was standing in line and Kris went over and was like, you better count how many people are in the line because we're running out of time.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that happened. It's like, okay, maybe cut it off now. And then someone else walked up and was like, oh, can I get a checky? Yeah, no problem.
It was pretty much keep going until you get thrown out, which is pretty much what happened.
We literally all got thrown out.
I managed to escape the man's wrath and stay in, but other than that, it was okay.
Yeah, basically, Checky finished on the street outside the underworld because they like threw Kai and Saki out because they were still taking Checky.
It was pretty much like outside, okay, outside. So they all headed outside to go do Checky.
It's like this bouncer just comes up to Kai and he's like, "You have to leave." And I'm standing there thinking,
she's the band.
She has more right to be here than pretty much everyone else.
Yeah. I don't think he realised she didn't have the backstage thing on her wrist. I did notice that. I was like, "Where's her one?" Her manager and the other guy had the backstage wrist on, but she didn't have one. Maybe it came off when she like stage dived or whatever. But we'll get into that.
She stage dived and crowd surfed into a pillar that said no crowd surfing.
Said no crowd surfing. She goes and puts her feet on it and then goes back to the stage.
There's a headstand.
Yeah.
She doesn't care. She just does whatever she wants, and she's a great person to meet. Very upbeat, very just up for whatever. She was just enjoying herself, like meeting everybody.
Yeah.
I suppose we should maybe mention the situation with the Screaming 60s.
Yeah, I think we probably should, yeah.
So, yeah, basically, Screaming 60s, for people that don't know, is a group that consists of two people normally, also backed by a band, but not always. Kai, who was at the shows in the UK, and Montero, who unfortunately, I'm not really sure how it happened, but I guess they didn't realize that Filipinos, because that's her nationality, even though I don't think she's ever even been to the Philippines.
And she doesn't speak, she only speaks
She
Japanese.
she doesn't speak the language, like she's... Yeah,
but you can't have like dual citizenship in Japan.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
People will just choose to keep their original.
So she has a Philippines passport, apparently, and Filipino people need a visa to enter the UK, and I guess that either wasn't realized until it was too late, or wasn't even considered. So as she was trying to get to the UK for the show, they were like, "Oh yeah, sorry, you can't go because you don't have the right paperwork."
Mm-hmm. So I remember the last thing I see was I think there was a tweet of her at the airport or whatever saying, you know, she was nervous but she was looking forward to it. And then that was it. After that, there was nothing really said by her. And then they kind of...
oh, she's on her way, right? Cool. You know?
And then we kind of heard nothing before, I think, the first show, like the Manchester show, until they kind of came out and was like, "Yo."
Orion tweeted about it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it was sad, but I don't...
Kai did her best, though.
She did amazingly well, and people showed her really, really good support. as much support as Saki, as much support as Necro got. If anything, I would say that Saki and Kai probably got nearly more support at some points. I think it was kind of crazy. I think it's because people knew that they needed it, whereas Necro's Necro, like they're the experienced ones, so like people just knew they'd be okay.
Yeah, I think they're kind of fresh as well, because like Necro came like last year, so like they're like Screaming 60s and Double Land, it's like brand new, like really excited about this. But we should probably talk about Necro, because we haven't really spoken about
we
anything.
didn't mention what happened at the London show with Screaming 60s. How, as Kai was doing her performance back in Japan, Montero did her own show in, was it
Japan,
Shinjuku?
Oh yeah, go.
At like 4 a.m.
Yeah, 4:30 or something.
At Shinjuku Marble that she sold out.
Yeah,
with like people coming from Hokkaido and stuff for
like
the show.
70 people or something showed up for that one. I think.
And they did the same set list at the same time.
Yeah. So they pretty much, it was like bookended. You had Kai like in London, and you had Montero in Japan, both performing. Like, it was amazing. Like, they wanted to support each other as best they could.
And apparently, this is what Kris told me anyway. They were trying until the very last minute to get a video feed going both ways, but it just wasn't. There wasn't enough time or resources to get
simulcast would have been amazing, but
that would have been unreal.
I think with the amount of stuff that they already had to contend with at the London show, I think that would have just been an added extra thing to think about, because so we rock up to the London show, or if we got something else we could talk about before we do the London show. Is there anything?
Is there anything you want to hear about Manchester?
It's a good crowd, right?
Yeah, they got about 100, around that number, I would guess, and they're a decent crowd. Some people were kind of new to the whole concept, so it was pretty funny whenever Sari does her whole you need to sit down. Some people looking really confused, like, what are we doing? Why do we have to do this? But after they kind of understood it, like after it happened, it was real funny.
Yeah.
It's a good thing Kai didn't have people doing squats then. They'd have been really confused.
Yeah. She did request a human pyramid from Kerry, I think it was. She was like, if someone wanted to, do a human pyramid, that'd be great. I was like, whoa, trusting us lot to do human pyramids. I was like, we could just about get people lifted up properly without dropping them on their head.
Yeah, that wouldn't end well. And I got Checkable free, bought way too much merch, spent a lot of money.
Signs of a good time, man. Signs of a good time.
Yeah, and with Necro, Himari was super popular. Like, a lot of people were buying like 2 tickets, so they got like a group checky, and then they were like, oh, you can have individual, double, whatever.
That's what I tried to do.
It's what I had intended to do. Yeah,
they didn't quite manage it in London, unfortunately, but Himari got quite a few. And I had about 4 people from me, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll get a checky with Himari, and I'm watching Himari get picked every time, and every time this happens, like, everyone else kind of sits down and waits. And Sari and Risaki didn't look too happy, because they probably used to being like the favorites.
Yeah, they are super competitive, let's be honest.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, when I get mine, I'll just pick those 2. And they both look really pleased that they got picked. So yeah, that was good. Met a lot of different people in Manchester, some I'd met before. Lee got there eventually. He got there about an hour before it started, I think.
For those of who don't know Lee's a big Double Land fan, and he actually flew over from, where did Lee from originally? America?
Isn't he like the west coast of America or something?
Something like that. It's a shame. I don't know if he's in chat today, but yeah.
He came a long way.
Yeah, he came a long way, and he was really supportive of Saki, which was really nice. And
he made his Sakipedia.
Oh, he did indeed, yeah.
Things with all the information about her releasing, everything else that she's done.
Which I think was really cool for new fans of Saki, actually.
Yeah, he passed them out for free at every show. I saw one on the floor at some point. I don't know who did that, but I'm very disappointed in you.
Very disappointed.
Yeah. yeah, it was nice to see him here. I've not seen him since like last summer in Japan, I think. And there were a few other people there that I'd met before. A lot of people that I hadn't met, which I met for the first time from the group, which was all a lot of fun.
Oh,
really.
so many people from the group was crazy. The funny thing was, I think there were so many people that I recognized, and I wasn't sure if everyone else knew each other. So everyone knew, like, you know, people from Discord's name or people from Twitter's name. Or I was like, you guys all know each other and you've all interacted online numerous times, but in person, everyone's just staring at each other from across the room, like, who's that? Who's that? And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, this is blah blah blah. Like, who? It's like, oh,
Terry, some of us are really bad with names.
I know.
Just throwing that out.
That's why I'm here, bro. Don't worry. That's why I'm here. I'm here to make sure everyone comes together.
I didn't even recognize Gary when I met up with him. I walked past him. I don't know what I was expecting.
People tend to expect too much when they meet me, dude.
Yeah, and they get bitterly disappointed.
What you hear on Discord and the podcast is very much what you get in real life.
Yeah, you pretty much, yeah.
Bit more bass on voice.
A little bit, yeah. I need to sort that out.
No,
I don't sound this bassy.
You've got a good radio voice, Gary.
I guess.
But yeah, Terry like built Gary up to be this like really tall Scottish guy.
I'm tall compared to him.
Oh yeah, everyone's tall compared to me. I don't think we need to say this. Everyone's met me by now. Like, I am not the tallest of men. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
but I am a giant among dwarfs, so that's a different story.
But yeah, I'm useless with faces and names. But if you like say your online name, then I'll know exactly who you are.
Exactly. So we could go into London.
It was good to meet everyone.
Yeah. We had
everyone that came up and said hello. It's very nice to meet you. Hopefully we can do it again sometime.
We had, who did we have? We had, I think, Skilder in the chat from the Netherlands.
Kaiser.
Kaiser or Felix is from France. We had Axel from Germany.
Yeah.
Who else did we have?
I don't want to start naming people because then if I forget someone, then it's going to be awkward.
And it'll take a really long time
to get through everyone, and then
an hour into the podcast.
We started late. We're fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And John's just sitting here twiddling his thumbs, eating popcorn or whatever.
I am eating popcorn, and it's delicious popcorn. Thank you.
So we can go through, I suppose, London quickly. So I inconvenienced these two quite awkwardly because they kind of grabbed an Airbnb so that they could stay down there, because obviously neither of them from London, and obviously I had pretty much all of the stuff that I had for Hina's birthday celebrations on me, and I pretty much we had to carry it between the three of us, right? I had to pretty much go up and down from my flat to load it into the Uber to get to you guys, and obviously I had a cake and all that sort of stuff, so I didn't want to get it all smushed. So I managed to rock up to your lot's place.
And then climb the 50 million stairs. Yeah,
50 million stairs to their little apartment thing.
Because obviously I got us a room on the top floor of an apartment.
with the two guys with the worst knees and that I know.
My knees aren't that bad.
Well, they're not. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. And then I kind of got there and I was like, it doesn't seem that bad. I went up the first flight of stairs and I was like, wait, how many more is there?
I was like, you're going to hate me in a minute. And you're like, why?
So that was awesome. So, but yeah, pretty much we ended up getting all that stuff.
It was a nice place.
Yeah, it was. We ended up getting all the cake and all that back into an Uber because we was too lazy to get on the train and didn't want to. So we pretty much...
Do you see how many flights of stairs it is?
Yeah.
To get down to the underground?
It's true. So we got an Uber basically to the underworld. Got to the underworld. We kind of, we said hello to everyone. We was hanging out inside of the World's End pub just outside.
We got there way too early in hindsight.
Well, at the time we got there because obviously Kris from Orion said, to arrive at this sort of time. But then it turns out, that press got pushed back because, rehearsals had been pushed back due to some issues and some other stuff. So,
it's not a secret. They were going around and telling everyone why, so we can just say it. The airline lost the Necro's band's guitar pedals and cables, so
something
they had
like
to go
that,
and get more.
And then it turns out they had no cymbals in the venue or something like that. So they had to
that's what Ricky said to me. He was like, it would have been nice to know that they didn't have any cymbals for the drum kit.
Yeah. So that was pretty bad. But then obviously we all lined up for VIP. We all got in. But what was it, 15 minutes maybe? like behind time, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, but
About 15 minutes.
They got it back on time.
Oh
though.
yeah,
It
they
started,
totally
like,
did. They totally did.
when it should have.
Yeah. But so we ended up jumping into the VIP queue, and obviously we had all of the gifts for the Necro girls and Hina's stuff and all that sort of stuff. So we're like, oh, where should we go with the VIP thing? We ended up kind of getting lost in the queue.
Yeah, just go last because
Yeah, so we kind of rocked
let
up
everyone
last.
else do what.
Poor
they need
Kris
to
is
do.
like balancing the cake, holding the cake. He's like, "What am I doing?" It's like, just hold that and make sure that doesn't die or get smushed. So that was, and then I think Gary kind of went down the line while they were signing his poster and gave out the custom T-shirts that we had done them. They were all like super happy. It was quite funny because Sari kind of got hers and was like, oh, like it's my spider and all that sort of stuff. So that was quite cool.
Like Ray was standing beside her, and I guess she was like, "Oh, I'm probably not going to get anything."
Yeah. And then Gary's like, and for you. And then she was like super happy.
Yeah.
And then you kind of got to Hina and she was like, well, where's my T-shirt? And you're kind of like, it's with him. Don't worry. Your stuff's in the bag.
And then like Okaki was super stoked because hers had like
The
ninja stars.
Yeah,
and
had the
stuff
ninja
on it.
shurikens on it. So she was super happy about it. She was like, oh, ninja. We're like, yeah. We got you. We know what we know what you like. And then I was like, did Hamari get hers? And she was like, yeah, I've got mine. So I was like, okay,
of
cool.
course she did. So good forget Himari.
I was like, yeah, because it was like blue and it like dark blue. So
She
I was
would,
like, I thought maybe
let me leave if I forgot her.
she would have squeezed your hand, but that's a story for another time. And then we kind of rocked up to Hina and we gave her bag with her kind of.
No, I left you to do that.
Did you
by
not leave me?
yourself.
Oh, okay.
Well,
so
I did. Kris was behind
Kris
you.
was behind me
so-
because we had the cake, so we kind of put the cake up there as well, and we said happy birthday, and she kind of we got some of the stuff out from the bag and all that sort of stuff, and she tried to say thank you, bless her, in the best that she could, and she seemed really happy, so I was happy that it went well.
Yeah, like we couldn't do it the way that it
Was originally
was
planned.
supposed to go because of the curfew, and obviously they didn't want it eating into like
Yeah.
Bupan time and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Like they played
So-
10 songs, I think, in London, was it? And then if we had and kind of someone coming on stage to do
it's-
cake and all that sort of stuff.
It ended like 10 minutes before the hour that they were scheduled to run for. So
Yeah.
I think they cut a couple of songs out.
Yeah, maybe one or two, just to try and get back on schedule, whatever. But it was interesting.
I think it's because they knew that there was not going to be enough time for Bupan, regardless of like how long they planned to have it for.
It's true. After that, I think we had, I think Dave and Kris came over, and he was like, he was supposed to be sorting us out for press to do an interview quickly, and he said we'd have some time before the show, so pretty much we quickly got, banded up so we could go backstage, like wristbanded or whatever, escorted backstage, and I think Ricky kind of came out and was kind of like, hey dudes, like, or whatever, like give us a few minutes or whatever. So they were kind of doing their thing.
And then like Okaki came
back.
out with a phone charger. It was like, why are they here?
Yeah. She kind of like walked out and walked past us looking for a phone charger. It's quite funny, and kind of looked. And then we kind of walked in with Ricky or whatever, and they're like, why are they back here again?"
Why are these two here?
And then Ricky's like, "The podcast."
And then
of course."
Terry starts doing the interview without even bothering to hit record. So it's all right. I was thinking for the both of us at that point.
Oh yeah. That's what you were there for, bro. You was my record man. I completely forgot. Like I was like, oh,
Yeah, but you were like, "Oh, I'll record on my phone as well," and it's like,
I know, I forgot. I think my phone was like in my bag or something like that, and I'd completely forgotten. But yeah, it was a good little interview. Gary's quite good at thinking up questions that lead on from other stuff, so it's kind of like,
I tried. I mean,
I think you did pretty well, man. We'll have that up at some point. It was already all pre-translated by Ricky, so it shouldn't be that difficult. It's just a case of making it all make sense, I suppose. We've got the questions.
it'll be written up because the audio is not ideal. It was kind of a bit echoey and that kind of stuff. So,
but it'll be written up. Well, the only thing I don't think we got a chance to do is we should have asked for some photos at the time while I was doing the interview.
yeah, but I mean,
I'm probably
we
going
can
to use photos from the live. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. We didn't get a chance to interview Kai or Saki, unfortunately.
Yeah, there was no time for that, unfortunately.
But considering I walked out of the dressing room and almost fell over Saki as she was getting ready to go on stage, there wouldn't have been any time anyway.
Oh yeah,
so.
we were standing in the landing, and she kind of came out and stood there in front of us for a few seconds and was like, I guess they're supposed to be here, that's fine. And then kind of just, was like, hi, we're going on stage now. But yeah, it was good. It was good. It was very enjoyable.
There was like 230 people at the show.
Yeah, London was.
I was like,
crazy.
can we talk about that? That was unreal.
230.
Also, like,
in the picture,
no one ever checked my ticket. By the way, I'm just going to throw that out there.
In the picture from London, you actually can't see how many people were there because
that's only like half the people that were there.
Because there's a massive top like balcony bit with like a run, and that was completely full of people. It was
because I stood up there for Double and Screaming 60s, and it was packed.
It was rammed. And it it was crazy for Saki, and it was crazy for Kai from Screaming 60s, and then like
Necro.
Oh mate,
not quite so much.
What do you mean you was not down the front?
Yeah, I know, because I'm smart.
It was.
You got thrown like halfway across the room.
I also got bear hugged and like lifted up to be lifted as well, and then the footage is coming out. You'll see it. I get like picked up by this by a friend or someone, and it's pretty funny. I know Kishi got lifted up at one point to like catch her for Keki, I think it was, or Sari.
Kishi got carried on by Okaki at Bupan. I saw that.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. Yeah,
it got a bit mad at the end, I think.
Skulls in the Stars is when it kind of, the last song, everyone just went absolutely ballistic.
Except they didn't say it was the last song.
Yeah,
so it was
I cracked my glow stick to try and show people, but because it was so packed at the front, I'm like literally near enough having to throw my glow stick in the air so that people could see that I actually had the glow stick on. I know a few other people lit theirs up. I know Kishi had like literally Wolverine hands with all of the spare glow sticks that she had. So I know a few people.
Terry disappeared into like a sea of people.
But
I never saw
Gary
him
will
again.
attest that that's what always happens at shows. I'm like, Gary, I'm just gonna go into the pit for a bit, and he's like, I'll see you at the end of the show, and I just disappear pretty much.
That's what happened at Zure. You just came back at the end a sweaty mess.
Yeah. And I was like, did you see me get lifted? You're like, yeah, I did.
I sure did. I also saw Paper Maiden get lifted.
Oh, Paper Maiden got lifted
as well.
And the guy who did the guy who was doing the upside down like a vertical cross type thing.
Yeah.
And that sort of stuff, yeah.
He did it at the other Kodomo Mental show I went to as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh man. I'm still like out of it.
Pretty much, right?
Still trying to get back on track because like I went down to London the day before because there was no way in hell I was doing all that in one day.
But yeah, I mean, if we could have a quick talk through Bupan or whatever. So they had like an hour and 15, but I think the girls, had to get ready.
If
first.
any of you went and experienced that is the closest you will get to experiencing a Japanese idol live outside of Japan.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with Bupan as well. Bupan was pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Saki's queue was so long that pretty much we got some merch from Necro first. I had to go pick up some merch for John, I think.
No, we did we did that before anyone even came out to start doing checking.
Yeah.
So.
And then we did that, and then I grabbed a ticket for I grabbed some Saki merch and some 60s merch. And then I think we quickly ran back and trucked a lot of it away, put it in the bags and stuff. And then we came back to take the check-in. When we got back, Saki's queue was just huge. Yeah. We were like, what happened? How did this... I
kind of thought, all right, Saki's queue will be not too bad, so I'll just go there first. And then I ended up stuck there for ages.
Yeah.
I got done with that. I saw Necro had like no queue, so I'm like, oh shit, I better go over there because they're probably going to finish soon because there's like no one else. I got over there. I must have been like one of the last couple of people to get a checky.
Oh, did you manage to get a checky with Necro in the end?
Yeah, I got a group check.
Oh, I didn't even manage to get anything.
I was trying to get a 2-shot with Sari, but
but
So I have an extra Czechie ticket that, you know,
I've got
I'm sure
two.
I'm sure that Czechie ticket is going to be worth 2 in Japan, right? Because I paid 10 quid for it.
We'd be like, yeah, these are the British ones, Ricky. Yeah, they're worth more. Or Derek, if you're still in the chat, we'd be like, yeah. You know where I got these. We'll see. But yeah, I really wanted to get a Checky of Hina, obviously for a birthday thing, and I wanted to get a group shot as well. But unfortunately, I just missed out on the queue. Just literally as I got there, they was walking through to go back to get changed.
Yeah.
I know Skilda managed to somehow get Ray to come back because she hadn't actually fully gone yet. So Ricky managed to grab her.
Thanks, Skilda, for that, because I got like more time with Hamari.
Because Ricky left to go and get Ray. Kris ended up just stuck with Hamaru. Well, I say stuck. I'm sure he was very happy about it.
I think you mean Himari got more time to work on Kris.
Kris, tell us your story. You might as well.
Yeah, so like they finished group checky and they were kind of like doing a couple of extra checky for people with gifts, and Ricky was there with Hamari, so I was like, oh, can I have a quick checky with Hamari? I've got this ticket. He's like, yeah, you know, sure, whatever. So Himari, I'm talking to Himari, and she like shakes my hand and she doesn't let go of it. And we kind of just talk about stuff like, oh, you know, you came to my birthday, you bought me a gift. You know, I got a T-shirt today as well. I was like, yeah, it's really cool, you know. And she's like, who is your Oshi in Necroma? I'm like, well, I'm pretty DD. I kind of like everyone. She's like, it's Himari, right? I'm like, well, I kind of like everyone. Then she like squeezes my hand harder and says, it's Himari, right? I'm like, Himari's my Oshi. She's like, I'm so happy. I felt sort of like slightly bullied into declaring an Oshi.
She did some hardcore fishing. She had you already on the hook and then strung you
up. It
up.
was so funny. And the reason it lasted kind of long is because like Skilda was also getting one with Ray. So
cheers
like,
for that, Skilda.
I just got like a really long time talking to her, and she got a long time to make sure I said that she was my Oshi.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So yeah, after I got my group shot with Necro, I went and lined up for Kai. Literally got to the front of the queue for Kai, handed her manager my money. Then big man security guard shows up and says, you all have to leave.
And pretty much threw you all out.
Yeah, I just saw like Gary at the lights. I was like, oh, I'll go watch Gary get his checky, and then like we'll probably go outside because it was nearly finished.
Yeah.
And then the guy come bounding over and threw everyone out, including Guy.
Yeah.
Her manager's, oh, don't worry, like, we'll go outside or whatever. I'm like, all right, okay, man. Like, I went and got my bag and stuff and went outside. And we were outside for what, like 20 minutes or something, just taking checky with Kai and Saki.
Yeah, they like finished the
Kai
line.
was like still barefooted there to put a towel down so that she could stand on the floor.
I wouldn't be walking barefoot on that pavement.
In Camden, yeah, nah, you're right.
Yeah, it's a bit nasty though.
You'll come home with some serious diseases.
Hope she poured lots of disinfectant on her feet after that.
Yeah, I ended up staying inside because I had the bracelet thing still on. So the guy looked at me and I kind of waved my hand and he just walked off. I was talking to Otto from Kushikatsu for a bit, and then I went back to go grab my stuff afterwards. And as I was there, Okaki was, you know, taking a picture of the venue and stuff. So like we spoke for a bit, and then I got a thank you and that sort of stuff. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. Grabbed my stuff, headed out the back door to go and see you lot, and I had to walk all the way around the building because I'd gone out the back. So like Yuji's like sitting on the stairs. It's like, where you going, man? I was like, I'm going outside to, you know, do. He's like, oh, okay, cool, man. Yeah. He's mad. I was like, okay, cool.
Yuji's the best. Yeah, man.
Yuji's awesome.
That's Necro's drummer, by the way, in case anyone's wondering.
Yuji's, he's the guy who was doing the buy or die chants and that sort of stuff. He's definitely an interesting character, and he's a lot of fun. So I managed to get out and head back round to you guys, and I managed to get myself two checkies with Kai. I spent quite a bit of time with Saki. I spent quite a bit of time with her. I think I had like 3 checkies with her. And I
held you hostage.
Yeah, for a little while. Yeah.
This guy can kind of speak Japanese. He's interesting. Let's keep talking.
Yeah, let's keep talking for a while. I mean, and I just get 3 checkies. So she kind of was a bit like, you know, in Japan you get 3 checkie, whatever. You get like.
This is after Terry's like, oh, don't worry, Kris. I'm only like. I think
it was Otto. I said to her, yeah, don't worry, I'll just have 1 minute or whatever. And she like dragged it out. It was funny. I was like, The timer went off, and then it's kind of like, yep, she's still going. I was like, okay, that's fine. So we just kind of talked for a while.
Saki was just doing what she wanted. Actually, a quick funny story from Manchester. I saw like Kris was taking her checky pictures. So like when he saw me, he's like, "Oh, I've not seen you since I saw you in Japan or whatever." So he starts talking to me, and he's like going on and on and on, and he gets really excited. And like Saki's kind of stood there with the person she's doing checky with, like glaring at him, like I think she wants you to take the checky picture. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
So yeah, eventually after I had a really good chat with Saki. I also got really, really lucky on the random checky pool thing that you got. I know a lot of people got like multiple checky, but I think they realised that she was pretty much going to run out, so I ended up getting one.
I got the last one.
You got and I got the second last one. I got the one like a pink one with like her holding like a bear and stuff. It's like a really, really nice one. I was like, wow, I actually got quite lucky on that one. Even Otto was like, oh yeah, that's like a really nice one. That's like, sweet.
I got one with her wearing some like crazy looking glasses.
Yeah. And then I headed out, and then I managed to get 2 checkies with Kai. Kai was really, really, really easy to talk to. Kind of like in between her broken English and my broken Japanese. We kind of managed to just kind of talk up a storm, really. I was like, oh wow, like this is fairly easy. And as soon as you kind of mentioned to her or Saki, that we'll be coming to Japan this year, then all of a sudden you're a lot more interested to them.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you coming for? Who else are you going to see? Are you going to come see me?
You might be a repeat customer.
Yeah. Are you going to come see me? Who else do you like? Who else are you seeing? I know a lot of the Japanese fans kind of spotted mine and Chris's. Oh yeah, someone wanted to take a picture of us because we were like the Gaijin or Oizumi hologram fans, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he saw like the stuff on our backpacks. I had like the patches from their pizza thing, whatever they did.
And I had like a badge on. Yeah. And he's like, oh, all 3 of you like Oizumi hologram fans, can we get a picture? So we're like, yeah, sure. Cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty much
it. But next up for Necro is obviously they've just played Paris today, which looked quite an intimate show. They played with the band. It doesn't look like there was super amounts of people, but from what I can see, there was a lot of IDOL fanness going on.
Crowd,
yeah, the crowd was good. We had Alexis and Felix and people that I trust to make sure that Necro had a good time were in the crowd. So it looks like they put on a good show for the girls, and the girls put on a good show.
They had that show yesterday as well, right?
Oh,
where they were on the massive stage
in that museum. Yeah. And I think Okeki said she was nervous. I don't blame her, man. Like we see the picture of all the seats, and we was all like, wow, like that's a lot of people in those seats.
I think Lunatic Dawn said there was like 300 people or
something like that. It was at a museum, so I mean all of these people weren't fans.
And it was free as well.
So a lot of these people weren't fans. There might have been maybe like 20, 30, 40 people fans, and then maybe like 200 people randoms that have no idea about iDOL or Necro or anything like that.
What was it? Like a horror?
It was a it was a horror.
A Japanese like horror exhibit, I believe.
So it was like perfect for them to perform at, to be honest with you. So who booked that? I think that was Derek. I think Derek booked that.
I don't know.
I think Derek. I can't remember.
I think Derek's fallen asleep by now.
Oh, he's got to be asleep
like
by now.
Crazy hour of the morning.
7 a.m. in Japan. I hope he's asleep by now.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, so after this, they're going to the Netherlands. They have in-store a music shop in The Hague on the 15th, I believe, so next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then next Saturday, they are performing an anime convention.
Oh,
so I'm sure Himari will be absolutely delighted about that.
If they even manage to get her on stage, she might be too busy walking around checking out the anime con, let's be honest. Like, where's Himari? And all you can hear is, I love Japanese animation. It's just running around this place.
Oh, it's the in-store's the 14th. Thanks, chat.
Yeah, there you go.
Much appreciated. Yeah, Derek's going to be there for those 2 shows as well. So if you guys see him, go say hello.
Yeah, totally. What else have we got? I think that's pretty much everything. I think after that, I think Necro have got they got some time back in Japan until they head out to LA in August. John.
Yes.
In August, which for the East meets, how'd you say it? East meets West Fest?
East meets West Music Fest.
That's the one. That's what I kept getting messed up. So when it gets closer to that time, we'll have John doing his breakdown of everything that happens at that festival, or maybe me and Gary might also be there. Who knows? We'll see.
Maybe we'll have Derek on again too.
Oh, and Derek, of course. Yeah, Derek will be back. Everyone loves
Donate to
Derek.
my coffee fund, and maybe I'll go.
Yeah. So we can move on from Necro. We had a good chat about it. It was an amazing thing. We hope that everyone enjoyed, because we sure did. And a big thank you to all the bookers, organisers, Necro, Saki, Kai. Thanks to everyone. It was an amazing experience.
Kai and Saki really seem like they want to come back, so that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
And apparently there's more to come, so
We'll see.
look forward to it.
You guys, everybody should support Orion, because they do a good job, and they don't just do idol shows either.
They do lots of
No,
stuff.
they book tons of different Japanese acts, so
Well, apologies for rambling on about Necro for too long. It was...
we only lost like 10 viewers, Terry. It's fine.
Yeah, I know. Normally we lose that many with DMVs, and so we can move on to the next section, which is releases. And what releases have you got forthcoming? Who's taking us off on this one? Oh, it's John.
Oh, looks like I'm starting us off
It's
on
the
this
return
one.
of the John.
Yep, I have almost finished my whole bag of popcorn as well.
I'm so sorry.
Let's see. First release, Zenkimi's got a full album coming out. I believe it is. At least they're calling it an album.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be a full
How
album.
many?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 tracks.
Yeah, but they've got like what, 2 singles or something?
Yeah. But they might only include like the A tracks or whatever. So I reckon like maybe Seki Rarayoto and what was the other one?
I think there'll be 6 to 8 new songs. That's my hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonare Kare Kore Arata or whatever it was, the other single.
Yeah, the title is odd. What was this? New Order Nation? New Order?
I think it's just New Order, but they've like
Or it's Neo Order
compartmentalized. Yeah.
Or maybe it's any order.
Could be. I think they use.
Who knows?
I think they used to use like neo romance and stuff like that though. So I think they are partial to the word neo. So I think it's Neo Order, and they've just squished it together.
Could be. But that's coming out on July 4th, so it's another one of those July 4th releases.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of them.
Day.
Yeah. And, but we really don't have that much information on it. It's going to be 2,000 yen.
No idea
We
if
don't
there's
really have a
special
track
editions or
list.
anything yet.
Nope. And the only songs that we know about that are going to be on it, we'll
Talk about in a bit.
them in a bit.
Yeah.
I just want to add something, if that's alright.
Yeah. Go for it.
In addition to this album, Zenkimi 2 weeks after, I believe, so that's what, the 18th of July? Yeah. The 18th of July, they're putting out a live DVD, nationwide distribution
Yeah.
of their tour final from the 28th of May
Okay.
at Tsutaya East, I believe.
That was that big one that they did, right? That was the last
Yeah,
big show.
that was
they
like
did, yeah.
that was like the tour final for
Yeah.
their like 47 prefecture. We're going everywhere that has a music venue tour.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's coming out. I think it's like 3,000 yen, something like that, 3,500.
Yeah.
That just got announced like last night, so look forward to that. You don't even have to use their online store to buy this one, so there you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's 3,500.
What have we got up next? Up next, we have even more from Kodomo Mental. We've got Surezure, who are also bringing us a brand new album as well, right? Yeah, they are. The title's still to be announced. It's going to be released on August 1st, so it's not that far away, in all honesty. Nothing seems like it's that far away. I just wish that Japan wasn't that far away, because there's still a while till that. But there's lots of good stuff in between, so I'm staying positive on that one. Price wise, 2,000 yen tax in for the standard edition, 2,500 tax in for the limited edition, kind of standard. Track listing so far we don't know, but it's going to be an album length. Oh, the limited edition will include 4 extra songs. Each one will be a solo song by each member. Where did you find that information? I didn't realise that.
I have my ways.
So that's going to be a bit like Zenkimi when they did their last one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. Kris, you're going to get a Komachi solo. How happy are you right now?
I'm just happy they're releasing something because it feels like forever since they like put out a new album or a significant release.
Here's a fun one. This is slightly off topic, but I'm currently writing a review of Sora Tobsukana's recent EP.
Okay, yeah.
Did you know that it has been over a year between that EP and their last release?
What, since the ribbon?
Cocoon.
Oh, Cocoon, that's the one, yeah. Really?
Yeah,
Has it been that long?
Over a year.
But didn't halfway through the year they signed to a major though, right?
Yeah.
So then they've probably been working on stuff now that they've signed to a major.
Yeah, I'm just.
But yeah, a year. That's
a year, man.
Yeah. It wasn't actually even that long for Series 0, was it? It was like 6 months, wasn't it? That they didn't do anything. But it felt like...
They put something out this year.
No, I meant before, when there was the Series 0 drought and, they performed a lot. Before they got May Yui May.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was
between Loud Asymmetry and Paradise Lost.
It was about 6 months or something like that.
Loud Asymmetry was like September or something, I think.
That was... No, Loud Asymmetry was in August, I guess. It was in the summer.
All right.
When I was out there.
Close enough.
But yeah, that's awesome that they're gonna have their own solo songs as well. So that's I like when groups do that. You know what I mean? It's not just one each of the members sing the same song or whatever. It's they all get their own individual song, usually quite tailored quite well to them. Just like the Senkimi one was actually really well tailored to each member, and they were quite enjoyable. Actually, some of the songs on their solos were actually better than some of the songs on the actual album for me, and some of them. So this will be interesting as well. But that's pretty much it for the releases. We can move on to some song previews. So I think Gary's taking us back.
Right?
Yeah, you are indeed.
So yeah, we mentioned Zenkimi have an album coming out.
Indeed, we did.
They have also previewed 2 songs from said album.
Mm-hmm.
The first one of which, I don't think that's the right translation. I'm just going to throw that out there.
That's what it gave me.
I'm pretty sure it's like Sune or something.
Yes, Sune or
Sune.
Always.
Yeah, Sune
there you
Always, or like Forever, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the first song that they put out. Opening instrumental kind of sounds like the music from the Pokemon games where you start a Pokemon battle.
When you're walking around in the grass and all of a sudden it goes doodly 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 doodly. Do.
Because like remember we were sitting in the flat in London and you played it and I'm like, wait, that's totally sounds like Pokemon.
Yeah. That was really interesting actually, because it literally just came out and I kind of put my phone down and we just kind of played it and all sat there and listened to it and was like, okay,
we just kind of like talked about what we thought.
Yeah, it was quite cool. Interesting. Yeah, it was like
yeah, this is kind of different for Zenkimi, I guess.
There's
vocally at least.
There's a lot of like full on singing.
But yeah, it's like a lot of it's very straight up.
Yeah,
vocals, not like kind of weird,
like Demperish or yeah.
Cutesy kind of anime voices or anything like that. This is pretty straight up.
I'll say that Toga Ren's doing some heavy lifting in certain places because she has quite a nice voice, and they've got her to do kind of like these, not R&B-ish, but like they get her to do these certain like note changes that she does at the end of things. I can't remember the part in the song, but yeah, she does like, she did it in her solo song as well. She does like this kind of certain type of voice that she does where she like changes notes and it sounds really nice. And I was just like, okay, I see what you're doing here. And then there's like the big bit in the middle, which is like pretty much just made for everyone to go in with glow sticks and, catch her in and all that sort of stuff.
Mishiro sounds really good on this song.
Yeah. When they get to like the bit where it all cuts out and it's pretty much just Mishiro like singing, I was like, wow, she has a really, really nice voice. To be honest, like Megumi and Yotsu sound really good as well. So I'm just like, hey, like, if they got some good material for them and they're pulling it off well, then I'm happy because Zenkimi are awesome.
They all did put in some pretty good vocal performances on that track. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's a demo. Rough.
And the thing is, like, it doesn't sound overly processed. It doesn't sound super processed. Like, normally when Zenkimi have something that's, like, heavy lifting singing wise, normally you can tell because it's been, like, super processed. Either they've just got much, much better at mixing and mastering, and they've bought some new equipment that hides that, or maybe they've just, lessened off the reins a bit on the effects, and you can actually hear the girls' voices a bit better. I'm hoping that, you know, this is just what they actually sound like. But,
yeah, so sounds pretty decent. And we have another preview as well, because, you know, they like to preview the whole thing before they release it for some reason.
Normally when I get all the previews, I kind of download them and I listen to them a few times, but I listened to them when they first came out, and I listened to them just before we went on, just to refresh my memory. But other than that, I refuse. I want this album to be like fresh when I get it now. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a second preview song, which is, how do you Yui Ron, something like that. Theory of Yui or something, I believe.
Is it, or is it like Yui-kun? You know, like, yeah, that is the end of somebody's name. I don't know.
I'm not entirely sure.
It could be Tada.
Someone let us know. But yeah, so this is slightly more of the expected kind of Zenkimi sound, I suppose.
Or Your Only Argument. I don't know. I'm sure someone could do a better translation.
Someone tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kind of sounds a bit more like the typical Zenkimi style of music, or Kodomo Mental, I guess, because they like to kind of chop and change it between their different groups.
Yeah, but it sounds high quality. It sounds like they've learnt from previous releases, like they're refining and, you know, honing the sound. And let's be honest, like Zenkimi have kind of found their kind of niche that works for them, so they're able to just kind of go back to that when they need it, and then experiment out, I suppose, when they need it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on this album in terms of styles, because we could see stuff that would sound more like for Surizuri, we might see stuff that sounds more like it's for KTA. I don't know. I just think the producers for Kodomo Mental were just constantly making stuff, and then they kind of go, yeah, that's more Zenkimi, that's a Zenkimi song, that's more a Surizuri song.
It is getting a bit homogenized, though.
A little bit, but it's all still good stuff. Like,
well, now that, you know, Yatsu does the hollering thing.
They haven't been using it that much for it, though.
No, but she can do it.
Well, I mean, Megumi can as well. So can Mashiro, but it sounds a bit weird, but she can a little bit. But yeah, they did it for when they did the re-record of World End Crisis. It's all 4 of them, I think, that do the vocals. It's quite interesting to listen to. Trying to pick out who's who. It's not too difficult if you've heard the album that comes after that. But that's pretty much it for song previews. We can move on.
No, it's not.
Oh,
no,
it's not. It's not.
You're gonna get slapped.
You are gonna get slapped.
Yeah, Ye's gonna like punch me in the face when she sees me if I skip her. So we've got Broken by the Scream. Who is covering this? It was me. Broken by the Scream, live in Tokyo, with their live video of them performing their unreleased song Message. This song's awesome. It wasn't me this song has some structure to it, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I felt like it flowed a lot better than Dodonpa, or whatever the other one was, you know, the one where it's just Kagura and Io. Like, I like the way the clean vocals were on this one. Ayame and Yai.
There's much more clean vocals on this one, which was nice.
But they sound a lot more, I don't know, like Ayame's verse was really strong, and then Yei, when she came in, her voice was really strong, and then you kind of the Io and Kagura kind of like do their bits where they kind of like punctuate the vocals, but not as much as Nakidokoro, you know, the one they go there wasn't any there wasn't anything like that. It was more, it's like that they've learned when to use the screams and when to lay off them. It's pulled away from total madness, and it's like become a bit more refined, and I felt like the whole song felt a bit more easier to get your head around. Not that they've super simplified it or anything, I just felt it was more easily enjoyable.
It flows
really well. Thank you, Kris. Yeah, there you go. He summed it up a bit better than I can right now. My brain is having a fart. But yeah, it was really good. What do you lot think? You lot can talk about it. What do you think, Kris? You haven't said much.
I went AFK for a little while, but I quite like this one a lot more than the last one that he was did something.
The Dodon part was
the one
cool.
with Io and Kagura was just kind of like, it was full on. If you like that stuff, it's great, and I liked it the first couple of times I listened to it, but it's not something I can like lay down and chill out and listen to. Whereas this one, I think I could probably have it on in the background and it wouldn't bother me too much, because it's just, it's got a nice structure to it.
I think as much as a fan of we are of harsh vocals, some of us here,
It needs the clean vocals to cut through it.
Yeah. Gary hit the nail on the head. It really does need Yai and Ayame to kind of to balance it. It needs balance, and I think if you take out either pair of vocalists, it becomes a bit unbalanced, personally. So I think they're a good lineup the way they are, and if you could make more songs that are along the lines of the way that was laid out, I'd be interested, very interested, because I really like that song. It's probably one of my favourite songs from them. It's also got some killer breakdowns, actually.
Pretty much knocking it out of the park by the Scream. Like, everything they put out just seems to be really good quality. Like, I haven't really heard a song that I necessarily thought was a bad song from them. So if they keep going on the path that they're going, then they're gonna be, on for something really cool.
The live that they was at when they recorded that, I think, was the Morbid Idol of Death Punch, or was it Idol Morbid Death Punch or something like that?
Morbid Idol of Death Punch.
That was the one. Yeah, that was the one. And Ethan was there, right? Ethan was at that.
Probably.
I think Ethan.
He's at everything.
Yeah. I think Ethan was at that. But you was at a show before, wasn't you, Kris, with them? When you was last over? But that wasn't that wasn't a one man though, was it? That was just like a.
No, that was their anniversary show.
That's the one. That's the one. I remember it being something.
It's like a 1 year anniversary, and they had like a bunch of other groups there, like Candy Syrup and stuff. So.
Broken by the Scream, Candy Syrup. That sounds like a perfect duo to me. If you throw any more groups in there, it just gets even better. Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, they had Burst Girl as well, and
Burst Girl as well.
System for some reason. Like,
did you go just for Hamida System?
I went to see Broken by the Scream because that was literally like my one chance to see them. Because they were already doing that show like over that 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, and you managed to get to see pretty much everyone you liked.
More or less, except for Mistress, who run away from Tokyo every time I come there.
Gotta go to Nagoya, bruh.
They've got like a Kris radar. Every time the Moondoggy arrives in Japan, they flee. That's what happens.
It's like, we're already going to do shows in Nagoya and Osaka. I should just get a JR pass and go to Nagoya for the day or something.
That's pretty much it for the song previews. The videos used to take quite a long time, and we've kind of thought up a bit more of a short, sharp approach to the MV
more
section.
of a recap than a discussion.
So John, do you want to take us away with the first video? The video is going to play, but there's no music, but you can tell people about it, and then we can move on to the next one.
Oh, sure, yeah. So you just fire that thing up, and I'll just start rattling off words.
I got stuff. It's up for you whenever you're ready.
All right, we spoke about them earlier, and here we are again. King Rage. They're the new group pretty much picking up where Checkmate left off. And this is their first live, quote unquote. I think they're kind of deep girling it here, as we like to call it.
A little bit.
Where it's a studio track over live footage.
It seems a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and this is a unreleased Checkmate song. It was never released on a disc. Nothing was from them, but called Monster. And if you like seeing live footage, flashing lights, lots of headbanging, thrash guitars, this is your deal right here. And we'll be keeping an eye on this group in the future, definitely.
That was actually done really well. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for King Rage. Let's move on to our next MV. Go check out the MVs. They'll be in our list for the podcast. I don't think we made one, but we'll do one later.
Oh yeah, we didn't. Whoops.
We didn't, but we'll make one.
God damn it, John. You had one job.
So up next we have BiSH with Don't Miss It. I'm not going to talk about BiSH 1 or 2. I'm just going to talk about both simultaneously. So BiSH is back basically twofold with MVs for both of their current lineups, BiSH first and BiSH second, basically showing us what they have to offer in terms of vocals and personality, as well as some other cool like performance shots during the MV, featuring dancing in like an active market. I don't think that place is in Japan, right? I think they was abroad for that.
It's like, I guess like Taiwan.
I think it's probably the same time when Gang Parade went to go film over there, probably.
More on that later.
Yeah, or to being covered in slime and being left at a scrapyard or a junk heap for BiSH 2. Musically, I think it's pretty promising, and visually, it's quite well done. All I can really tell people, to be honest, is to go and check out both and just decide which BiSH team you're rooting for, really. And yeah. Sex to sex tonight. That's all I can really say to that one. Is go and check out the lyrics and the song, and decide which one you like. Team Godzilla for the win. Just throwing it out there.
Nah.
Yeah, we're all divided here, I think.
Team Perry, bro.
Boo, Perry, ooh, boo. But yeah, let's move on to the next video. What else we got?
Oh man.
Oh, this one's for you, baby. Come
on. Don't call me that. So yeah, if the like peanut gallery would stop laughing for a second.
Apologies. I dropped something I shouldn't have. Sorry.
So yeah, Gang Parade's Yui Ga Dokuson, or the kind of weird one with the glasses and long black hair. If you're not familiar with their names, she placed like, I don't know, what was it, halfway in the WAC edition last year, and that got her a solo single that has finally come out. It's called Like a Virgin, so of course they dressed her up as a gyaru and have her doing like para dancing, and like the song's kind of Eurobeat soundy because why not?
Yeah.
Man, this is ripped straight out of the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Awfully nostalgic if you listen to Japanese music, especially the pop music of that time, and anime music. It was all like this.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like, it's the disco lights. There's a bit where she gets attacked by like giant golden penises. Basically the song, like, it's just full of innuendo and like dick and stuff like that.
It's if OTNK was a solo song for one girl from Gang Parade, this is pretty much it. It's OTNK.
The thing is, it's like it's a pretty decent song.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, totally.
It is super catchy.
And shout out to the girls from Black Diamond for a period of the music video
and looking like they wanted to be anywhere but there.
So this is what my life is it?
I hope they got paid well for doing that.
Playing backup dancer to some whack girl.
Yeah, I've got a review for this coming out at some point, so look forward to that.
Oh, who have we got up next? Up next we have Maison Bookgirl, and they're basically...
Oh, you cut it out right as the golden penises were going to show up.
Sorry. Just didn't want to get us taken down like last time, innit? So Maison Bookgirl are back with an MV from their forthcoming new single, Elude. The song is called, it's something to do with a raincoat and a headless or necklace bird. Who really knows? But
it's a pretty fancy checky camera.
I know, right? But I mean, the important thing is it's pretty much classic Maison Bookgirl, like sound-wise. If you love their kind of ominous yet simplistic aesthetic. What? It does sound like Maison Bookgirl.
Their producers figured out how to pitch shift stuff now.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I was going to say, if you like their kind of like ominous yet simplistic aesthetic, and the sound of IKEA furniture being hit together at odd time signatures, then you'll probably enjoy this. I recently got to see them twice in London, and would definitely see them again. So I would say go and check this out. I think this has lyrics. I think this has lyrics actually on the actual YouTube video that you can put on. So go and listen to the lyrics.
They're on the side. They're on the side.
There you go. Sorry, I missed that. I knew they were there somewhere.
It's like, what do you mean I think it has lyrics? They're quite clearly saying
I'm not looking at the screen. I think it's an instrumental. I apologise. No, I'm joking. But yeah.
It kind of looks like they're locked in a mental asylum or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like flashes of blood and other stuff like that.
Maybe it connects to all the other videos.
I think
There's a
I think
behind the scenes too.
yeah, that they put out the other day that's quite interesting. They were super, super nice to meet. They were super friendly, quite easy to talk to. Yeah, I would probably recommend going to see them. Yeah. If you enjoy their music, then you enjoy their live show, because their choreography and their dancing is so on point, is ridiculous. Especially, like, I could barely clap along to the song because of the time signature. And they're, like, bussing moves. And I'm like, what? I could just about follow. But, you know, I'm a pleb. So, and obviously they're highly gifted. So that's the difference. But we can move on to our next MV. That was Maison Book Girl. Go and check it out. What have we got up next? This one's for you, isn't it, Gary?
We have a Gang Parade with
Lila. Yeah.
Man, Twitter have very strong opinions about this music video, don't they?
A little bit.
This is very problematic, or whatever word it is they like to use. So basically, they've gone. It's not China. I know it's definitely not China. It's like, I think it's Taiwan.
I think it was Taiwan.
I think it's Taiwan. Don't quote me on that.
I reckon it's the same time that when they took the B slot to go do theirs, they probably shipped them all off to Taiwan to go do this.
So yeah, they've gone to Taiwan. They've got themselves some like silk pajama type things, I guess. I'm probably being incredibly racist right now.
So it's a kung fu outfit.
That's even worse. That's even worse.
I can't remember the name of the actual uniform.
It is actually
pajamas.
a kung fu outfit.
It's like they wear it for like kung fu and tai chi and stuff like that.
I don't know what it's called, but they found a bunch of what you could describe as, you know, like traditional dress in bright pink, and they're dancing around in this like kind of, I guess it's like a big tourist area, I guess.
Yes,
and they're also like roaming the streets asking Taiwanese people if they've seen Watanabe.
Yeah, they got like missing posters of him.
Have you seen this man?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know, man. It's like
the song
they're doing like karate kicks and stuff like that.
I mean, karate would have been alright because they're Japanese. I think the fact that it was supposed to be, you know, wushu or kung fu or whatever, I think was what people were getting, you know, annoyed about.
So the song's interesting because they kind of sing it in a slightly like Chinese-ish accent.
Yeah.
Or if you're Dokuson, you go hard in the paint and go for an incredibly Chinese accent for her solo part. It's quite a catchy song though, and you know, there's a bit where it kind of sounds like they're saying my vagina
in the chorus. Yeah, it's like China, and then it just sounds like vagina. I'm sure that's not what they're saying, but it does sound like vagina.
It was probably intentional though.
Probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
you've just had
Figgy's, you know, penis song, and you got Gang Parade making a song that sounds like vagina. Like, I'm not surprised.
You know what we didn't actually talk about?
What did we not talk about?
Gang Parade have a new single coming out in September, but we can leave that for the next podcast.
Yeah, next week. So let's move on to...
I could have sworn we talked about that last month, though.
Whatever.
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know.
Oh, who's covering this one? Oh, it's me. Yeah, this one was an interesting one. So LADYBABY are back again with their second MV featuring the new group lineup. But this one's kind of sure to disappoint some people and probably make others extremely happy.
Some people.
Or please, yeah. LADYBABY is seemingly the Marmite of the idol world at the moment. And he's back for a feature in this MV called Bidi Bidi Money. Supposedly a spiritual successor to Age Age Money. Kind of tries to capture the, you know, the original essence of, you know, what Age Age Money was like, and I don't know, it falls a little bit flat for me, to be honest with you. I'm happy that, you know, LADYBABY are, you know, back quite strong with the four girls, and that, you know, Beard is, you know, on good terms with them again, you know, after Ray and her manager left.
Why are you whispering? He tweeted that.
Oh yeah. He actually admits that.
Not a secret.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, he didn't get on with.
So I'm not going to get like muscle busted by like muscle.
Not unless you want to, I guess.
Well, I mean, Raker can, but I don't really want Beard doing it to me, in all honesty. Yeah, I'm happy that Beard and LadyBaby are back on good terms, but I would have rather if LadyBaby had, really took some time to just make sure that the 4-girl lineup was, cemented and people knew what was going on, because,
Yeah, because I've already seen people be like, "Oh wait, Ladybeard's back in the group."
So the thing is, on their YouTube comments, yeah, obviously they have a lot of casual fans and a lot of people that only followed them a long while ago. So obviously they were confused, when he left, and then it was just Ray, and then they were confused because Ray's left. So now they don't understand why Ray's gone, and now they kind of they've just got used to the whole new lineup of the 4 girls. And they're still like, Ray's still not there. I don't understand. Because they thought What's-Her-Face was Ray. They thought, the girl with the black hair. The kind of one that basically looks like Ray. Like a different version of Ray. They thought that was Ray. They were like, Ray's lost lots of weight and all this. And I was like, wait. Yeah, the YouTube comments on their videos are a riot recently. No one has any idea of what's going on. And I don't blame them, because they haven't really explained. They're just like, yeah, now we've got 4 girls. Now we're doing a song with Beard again. And everyone's like, oh, Beard's back, finally. And I'm like, no, it's just one song. If you like the song with Beard, then you're going to like it. If you don't, then you're not going to like it. But I don't know. I'm glad that they've done a little collab with him, but I'm glad that it's one song. Put it that way, I'm glad that it's one song.
I just don't get why there's bits in the video where they're in gym clothes and a climbing wall.
I think he was trying to say to them, if you want something, you need to go get it. And they kept falling off the wall, and eventually he tells them to get up the wall, and they do it, or something like that. You'll see, he forces them to climb up the wall. And it also means, that they can wear, athletic outfits, that aren't, their...
Some of those camera angles were interesting, for sure.
Many slow-mo shots. Let's move on to the next video. What else have we got? Who's covering this one?
I'm back in it. I'm back in it for fun. It's BiSH. Life is Beautiful. They're making another quote-unquote orchestra, as people will always say, with these ballady types. And we have a super depressing MV to go along with it.
It was.
I think the song.
It was heartwarming at first until the end, and then it was really depressing. I was like, "Oh, this is really nice," and then I got to the end, and I was like, "Fuck you, man! Just fuck you."
I think the song's theme for some drama or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
it is.
Life
It's
is
drama.
beautiful. You live a really good life, and then things go really shit near the end. I was like,
reminds me of that one movie that came, was it Up or something?
oh god,
It
yeah,
was,
Up, yeah,
super depressing.
yeah. That was a kids' film as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. Stop.
So, what is this song for, John?
I don't know. It's some drama thing. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a drama. I can't remember what it's called, though.
but yeah, it's for a drama. So pretty much it's the same as most of BiSH's things at the moment, right? Mostly.
It's all tie-ins and
anime and
commercials
drama.
It is what it is, man.
I like
money.
I like their singing. How does everyone feel about Ling Ling's hairstyle? We might as well throw that out there.
The second coming of Komachi.
How about
Just
you?
waiting
have
for
to
the
grow the
Hime mullet.
How about you?
Yeah.
How about you, John? How you feeling about the new Ling Ling do?
She needs to stop it before all of her hair falls out, and they replace her with one of those new recruits they're making up with WAG.
No, they'll just replace her with What's-Her-Face from Beast that kind of looks like a younger version of her.
Oh, Toriaizu. Is it Toriaizu? Yeah. That's they'll combine them and just shift her over to BiSH.
Okay, so here you go. It's apparently the theme song for a drama that roughly translates as I bought my
what's the
boyfriend
name
with
in
a
Japan?
loan?
Yeah.
Karashi Oron de Kaimashita?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Is that?
Yeah,
Is that
it's
about
like,
right?
I bought my boyfriend with a loan or something. Yeah.
I bought my boyfriend with a loan. Mad thing. That's
Yeah,
like
so
that's
I
only a
guess if
few
anyone-
sentences off being an AV title. Let's be honest. Right. Who?
So I guess if anyone watches dramas, you might be able to watch it somewhere.
What have you got up next? Who's taking us away on this one?
Oh, it's me. Because no one else wanted to do it. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I don't follow
would've done it.
Abandoned. I don't follow Abandoned. Sorry.
So, Abandoned are back. with a new single called After School, and the music video kind of looks like after school television. I don't know if anyone else kind of clocked that. Pretty weird, not gonna lie. They've like set up a green screen and they're like kind of dancing and like acting out different things based on scenes from TV shows that are playing in the background. Like there's a bit where Reptar from the Rugrats like swings a building at them and like knocks them into the sky and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure I dropped acid before I watched this video.
It's a pretty good video, really. It's like something different because you get tired of seeing the same factory dance video.
Yeah, it's true.
I think was it you that said it was kind of like a Jackson 5 kind of Motown thing, John?
Yeah, it sounds kind of like a Jackson 5 Motown type song.
There's the bit where they're pretending to sit on this like pavement, like smoking cigarettes and stuff. Oh, jeez. I quite like the song, honestly. Ending is beginning. Okay.
Yeah, I got to admit, I don't really follow them, but when I listened to the song and I watched the video, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fairly catchy.
Pretty standard abandoned tactics, I guess.
Yeah, they're a little odd.
Yeah, they'd like doing their kind of art house sort of projects. Benny apparently gets involved in all sorts of happenings when it comes to art and everything else. Working with a lot of other idols lately, it seems like, just on different things like backdrops and bits and bobs. So I guess a lot of this I feel like is probably her brainchild. But it's kind of cool. It's like I say, it's different, and I kind of enjoy them. I didn't really know about them until like maybe a year ago. But since then, I've been trying to listen to them a little bit, and all their songs kind of sound a little bit different. Like they just try different sounds, and this one, like John said, they went kind of into Motown.
Oh yeah. If you're a fan of vinyl, I believe this is being sold on a 7-inch. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a lot of their stuff is on vinyl, actually. So if you're into collecting iDOL vinyl, then they're a good group to get into.
And if you don't want to play your vinyl, I believe that this particular one and the previous one was a vinyl CD double billing.
That's pretty
cool. You get both.
Up last on our MVs, what do we have?
Oh, we have Pikarin. We
do.
Yes, and this one, whatever that long-ass title is, okay.
I looked at it and I was like, what does this, what the numbers, Mason, what do they mean? And I was like, what is this?
This song is actually, I believe, the theme song for an upcoming drama that called Shoujo Pikachu? Pikaresque? I don't know. It's hard to pronounce. Pikaresque.
Oh, okay.
And it's a movie that she's going to be in, right? Now the video here stars the idol group from the movie, and from what I gather in the synopsis, it said it's the movie about a group of idols that are swallowed into the darkness of the heart, whatever that means.
Oh, they got boyfriends.
Some Chunibyo shit. That's what. Oh god.
Yeah, but it's
some Chunibyo shit.
It's I believe it's a horror movie, from what I've seen of the previews and this particular video later on.
The way you said horror just felt like you would put it in brackets. I don't know, horror. It's just like,
well, yeah. You know, there's horror and horror.
Yeah, it's a B movie. That's what it is. It might even be that.
It's
like a C or a B movie.
It's got a hand interacting with a blender, so call it what you want.
Yeah, Pikarin's been kind of going on this little horror tack lately. On Friday the 13th, she did like Jason Night, and she dressed up as Jason and stuff.
That's pretty interesting.
She did another like short film while I was out in Japan. I could have gone to see it, but I couldn't be bothered.
It gets pretty crazy later on into the MV. It's kind of just like her messing around in her room or whatever. I'm guessing her room back home, maybe. Not her.
It looks too clean to be her room.
Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah, this is definitely not her room.
Nah, I thought that maybe this was her room back home and not her flat. I thought she had her own flat as well. This might be like this could be like her childhood house or
Maybe it's her room, her
parents.
That is
yeah,
part
or
of
granddad's.
that.
Yeah.
That is actually part of the movie.
Really? Oh.
The movie is apparently all shot in like this style, like handheld or webcam style. The whole movie is shot that way.
That's pretty cool.
And in case anybody's going to be in Japan, it premieres on the 23rd of June, and then there's 2 more showings sometime in July. I don't remember.
I think Gary pointed it out earlier, but her snaggletooth is out of control. It's mad long.
Like, I don't mind that she fakes it or whatever, but it's just unnecessarily, like, you know.
Like Kanemiru's isn't that long, is it? No, it's quite long.
No.
I know Kanemiru's, but maybe it's just her mouth hides it better. Look. Oh, there's the blender.
Because Pikarin puts hers at an angle.
Yeah,
like,
so like proper sticks out of her
sticks out
mouth.
more.
Yeah. Oh god, we're getting towards the bloody stuff near the end.
Yeah, we better stop.
Yeah, quick,
guys.
get off.
We're gonna get
But yeah, that's
demonetized. Oh wait, never mind.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. That's pretty cool. Go and check out the whole video, maybe the thing when it comes out. But yeah, I've got the Sopranos background again. I forgot to put a picture. I always do that. I just like this background, if I'm honest. I just like the black and white, and I'm lazy. Sorry, apologies. But yeah, thank you to all 24 of you who stuck with us. I think at one point we was over like 30 something, who probably tuned in to hear us ramble on about Necro, and maybe we rambled.
They tuned out when we started doing that.
I'm so sorry that some of you weren't quite as enthusiastic about the Necro show as we were, but yeah, sorry, apologies. But yeah, it was awesome. I think before we go, we'll do the usual bits and bobs, the usual plug. I don't really have much to say, and I'm sure Kris probably doesn't either, apart from maybe, what do you want to say, Kris, anything?
Melon Batka Go have a mini album coming out soon on the 27th of June. If you go to Disc Union, you can pre-order it and you get a bonus photo that's signed. They're really good. Listen to them. Buy their stuff.
This is why I haven't let Ethan on the podcast, because he would just
They're
do
also on
this. He would just
SoundCloud.
do this with Juju the entire podcast. But it's okay. At least you picked the appropriate time. That's fine. We do probably need to mention a go-go again at some point. But yeah, anything from you, Gary?
Of course. Let's see. So it's been a while. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Visit my website, idolshit.com. I recently completely redesigned it so it looks less shit now, hopefully. I don't know. No one said anything, so I guess it's fine, right?
Yeah. It's normally only if people say it's bad that you have to worry.
Yeah, so I tidied it up a bit. I've also written a bunch of reviews since we were last on the air. So there's like reviews for Screaming 60s, Gokigen, Necronomidol, Yule Meltmore, Malcolm Mass McLaren.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of reviews. So if you haven't checked those out, please do. I would really appreciate it. Next week, I'm pretty sure you're getting 2 reviews because I've got way too much stuff that's just sitting there dying on the vine, as it were. So I think you're getting a passcode and a gang parade review next week. So look
nice.
forward to that. Follow me on Twitter at @idolshit, because why not, right? I'm almost at 400 followers. Come on. I know one of you wants to be number 400.
Maybe I'll come give you a follow.
You don't follow me, John?
No, I do.
I'm hurt.
I was about to say, you what?
Follow the site on Twitter. You'll get like updates on when new posts go up. I usually just make shit posts from time to time as well, so check that out. And I think that's pretty much it.
Oh, I also have a website, straightfromjapan.com. Got some hyphens in there.
There's hyphens in there.
There's hyphens in there. It's the tagline.
Oh, I just post news when it happens if I have the time. Sometimes you get busy and you miss it.
I'm feeling that one.
Yeah, but I've been getting more back to it. Been having a little more time lately, so been putting some stuff on there. I think I'm finally going to be able to get around to doing some voice recording for some documentary style things that we're going to put on the YouTube here, maybe.
Mm-hmm. That's the plan.
Oh, yeah. Terry's got like a dozen reaction videos coming at you like in the next week. So
yeah, expect like maybe double uploads for a little while because I need to catch up because I missed out on a lot of videos that I hadn't even checked out at all. So I went and checked out quite a lot over the last few days to try and catch back up so I could be back on top of things. All I can really say is a big thank you to everyone for being patient with me and for all the people that have subscribed to the channel while I haven't been doing anything. It seems like
it's like 50 people in the last 28 days.
I feel like I've done less and got more, so maybe I should just post once a month or something. Or maybe
we're now over 700 subscribers, road to 1,000, guys.
Like we was aiming for 666 and we thought that was going to be like a monumental milestone. And it seems like we've pulled ourselves out of hell well and truly and now on the way to iDOL heaven, I suppose would be the word.
1,000 subscribers by the time NECRONOMIDOL performs in California in August.
That's to be fair though, the thing is, it's entirely possible because I'm hoping with all of these shows, there's going to be more and more people getting into this stuff. It's surely,
yeah. And if there are more people getting into this stuff, they can go to the Alternative Idol Facebook group.
Yep.
Or they can go to the NECRONOMIDOL fans worldwide.
Yeah.
Facebook group.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's plenty of videos and links and all that good stuff getting posted on those groups if you're wanting to check this stuff out somewhere.
So a big thank you to all of you that have stuck through us with this podcast. We had to, shake off the dust and get rid of the rust and WD-40 ourselves up and make this podcast decent again. And I think we did a fairly decent podcast. I
Make
hope you
all iDOL great again.
Yeah. Make. That's not what I want. Let's not do that. But yeah, I've been Terry from the Alternative Idol Podcasts. You guys have been...
Oh, I've been John.
This is new. I've been Gary, I guess.
And Kris probably ain't here.
I've been here.
I've been... Indeed you have.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.
We shall see you on the
next
next podcast. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.